Hi, so my current view on the crypto market, what's going on, and what kind of fascinating things are going on with cryptos, Bitcoin, and all the other interesting currencies that are going on. I found a little bit of Steam that I still had lying around, and I decided to put it to some use and now on the way to put it through Polynex and swap it to some more useful currencies. And since we started Ethereum mining here in Rabat, we have like a little miner that gives like around 400 to $300 of Ethereum a month. So just 3 graphic cards. It's very interesting what you can do with it, and we are looking into different ways how we can not only hold the money but also find ways to um, appreciate it a little bit in value and have it work for us a little bit. And there are different ways. So my friend Marcus, he is currently in Guinea-Bissau. He already said basically that what you can do is you can hold it, you can trade it, you can stake it, or you can do like this liquidity mining and other things which are very strange. You can trade with it in the way that you buy something. So let's just have this video as a small view what you can do with cryptos, what your options are, what that I see and know of, and what is like some kind of fundamentals that are true for all of them, or that has to be held in mind no matter what kind of investment or stuff you do with cryptos. So of course, when you have bought your first cryptocurrency, be it in any cryptocurrency that you like, you can of course hold it. You keep it in your wallet, and you wait until it's worth more, and then you can spend it and find a way how to maybe grow your investment, or you can finally buy yourself a house or that car or holiday, whatever you please. So you can save your cryptocurrencies in different ways. And for most cryptocurrencies is that basically you have to know that you have a public and a private key, and the private key is the key to your wealth. Only when you control the private key, you have the cryptocurrency. So if someone steals your phone and they don't have a private key to all the crypto that is on your phone somehow, I don't know how to say this, but if they don't have the private key, they don't have your money. And if you lose a private key, you don't have your money either. So the private key is a long digit, and when you use an encryption algorithm, you get the public key, and the public key obviously is the address of the wallet, and with that you can send money on the wallet, or you can just have a look how much money is still on it. And as long as you keep your private key safe, it's fine. So you can do this by way, you can use those exchanges to store your money, but on the exchanges it's I think the exchange itself, if you have an online exchange where you have your money, then you don't own the private key. That's called a hot wallet, and there the exchange can get hacked, your communication with the exchange can get hacked. It can be that the exchange is full of crooks and they close the exchange down, or they take your money, run away, and then they find out that the exchange was made as a scam. So while your money is on the exchange, you don't have your private key, so you don't control your money effectively. You can still cash out and move a little bit with it around, but this is only a fake control. So if you want to store your money, get it out of those as fast as possible. Then then it's basically a question, okay, where do you put it? You can put it anywhere basically where you have your private key. You can have your private key in a document. You can have it typed down in a text file and stored on the USB, which I wouldn't recommend. because it's still like kind of accessible if someone gets a USB, or if someone, I don't know, has some Trojans or viruses on your computer and they track your keyboard and they can see that you typed in a private key, and then they can steal your money. You can have other ways that you can write down on a piece of paper, laminate it in plastic, and then once you want to access your funds, you just open the plastic, you have the private key, and then you type it in your little wallet on your phone, where you can have an option to open paper wallets, and then you can access the funds and send them around. So basically, anywhere you have this private key. There are methods like a Trezor or those electronic wallets that are where it's password protected and you basically control the private key. I think you can probably get the private key out of it, but it's all on this special USB stick and it's password protected and fail safe and everything. So this is a nice way, especially if you have many different wallets. If you have many different cryptos also, and because then it would be difficult to keep an overview over all of them. Other than that, there's also, at least with Bitcoin, this very interesting method. What you can do is you can create a brain wallet, which is basically you have to remember something in your head, and then you can use that to generate from that the private key and then access your funds. So this is obviously a little bit more complicated, but only in the case that you have to get the program for creating a private key. It's basically a program that encrypts it and then makes this number on a computer that is not connected to the internet. And after that, probably it's a good idea to destroy the computer so nobody can access the temporary files on it or the permanent files. But on this computer, and with a program, you then think of a nice password catchphrase, or you look at some text or a sentence that you can remember in your head, and that is very hard to guess. And then you encrypt that, you get your private key, and then you can use a private key to create the public address. And the public address you store and you put out there so that you can put your money on it, and the catchphrase you have to store in your head. You delete everything on the computer, and then you have your catchphrase on your head and the public address, and then it's next to impossible for someone to access this wallet. This I find very interesting, but yeah, I have no idea with how practical this is, and I wouldn't really have a good feeling trusting a lot of money in that. So this is already holding. Okay, so let's get to trading really quickly. So trading is basically you use your money, you go into public exchange, or you trade your money, you sell it and you buy new. So you can do this on a public exchange. You can exchange your currency for various others. So there's one very convenient thing is that you have stable coins, which are already the same value, or like at least in relationship to the US dollar, so they are connected there, so that when you get out of Bitcoin, your currency is still always kind of the same value, and then when you go back into Bitcoin, then the currency where you were keeping your currency, your fortune safe, basically didn't drop or something, or make other games so that you lose money there while you're out. You can obviously also just trade Bitcoin against Euro, so you can just see, I know some people that want to buy Bitcoin or sell Bitcoin, and you can know them personally, so you can even like trade in person and go sell people Bitcoin that have a lot of money, so you can like put 20% upsell 10% on it, so they pay a little bit more than you would pay on the exchange, and then when they want to sell, then they don't know what an exchange is, and you buy it for them, hey, for 90% of the price, and you go online and sell it for the full price. so this, but yeah, all to your curiosity and your creativity. Um, what else you can do is staking, which is something new, which is basically getting replacing the mining. So the mining is basically we have graphic power running and generating new Ethereum or new cryptocurrencies from your computing power, which uses electricity and has a lot of people scratching their head how this can keep going on for the future. And staking is basically where you create, basically still, I think it's still a little bit processing power that you can offer, but it's not using much energy. It's just that you have to deposit lots of funds. So that could be like around 50,000 US dollar worth of currency, but then you also get a certain percentage of annual return of it. I think like 8% or 10%. It's like very variable. But as long as the network works, if the currency is there and the protocols are running, this is kind of, I would say, more more safe investment, because you can actually plan to do it for several years. So then other staking, there is liquidity mining, and I have no idea how that works, but it sounds it's like you offer funds basically and stake it to another currency, and then that money is used somehow in some kind of math magic or so to help others with liquidity so that they can start their currencies and increase their profits and the value of those currencies. And because those currencies rise in value, you can then guarantee that your investment also rises in value, and then you have a lot of money and a higher return. But you have to be careful with that. Those are now very many decentralized financial methods that come online, and so we have staking, we have liquidity mining, and there are some more, like the last years there are more and more methods coming online. And what I see basically is that people get obviously like dollar signs in their eyes, and they get very hungry and greedy, and they want money, but kind of it's like understandable, like all the time you've been like fooled into thinking that your money always gets worth, and you can't really invest in anything. The stock market's for the big boys, and you have to have a broker and all that stuff. And now you can finally just buy something, and it just gets worth more over time without you doing anything. How cool is that? And you can do like some complex transactions that increase the money even more. And people get very excited about it. And what I see behind it, like the mechanism, definitely has something to do that finally there is something that is actually a scarce resource. So there is actually something that you can get more of. And this is also a topic that that touches this topic of NFTs, non-fungible tokens. So really unique items that are even digital. So and probably something that almost can only be in the digital world, because you can have counterfeits in the real world, but digital, this is impossible. You would have to copy the whole chain and then still, so you have actually unique items. And if you think about the value of an item increases with its scarcity, and if you have really a unique item that's only one, and you have like just a few people that want it, then the price just through its uniqueness increases. And this is a funny thing, because obviously those digital items, they have like no intrinsic value at all. That basically they are made of items that you could copy paste in millionfold on your own computer at home. Like if you have one of those pictures, you can just copy it and copy it and copy it, and they are all the same. You can delete like all of them except for one, and you still had like, okay, I have no idea if that was the original picture, but I'm still gonna be able to have like the same value of it. And this is now different with non-fungible tokens because they're really unique, and this gives now a bunch of opportunity how to make value out of it, and how to add it to things that are unique and that you want to have unique, and people collecting it and having something that nobody else has, and that opens many things up. And I think this is kind of the backbone that is carrying all this big investment right now, because people are trying to find out, okay, what is a good idea to, what is a good thing that should be a unique thing. And yeah, they have like all these artists that are going around and having unique pictures online, and they're looking into unique items that are used in games, which I think makes a lot of sense, because that would be very valuable if you have, I don't know, if you think about World of Warcraft, there are like unique things of course, but many people have them and they're legendary things, and which basically said, oh, legendary is like there's only one in the game or so. But if you think about whole World of Warcraft, and you could actually have only, could have actually unique things in World of Warcraft, where you have only one item on the server, or maybe even one item over the whole World of Warcraft universe, uh, like in the whole game. Then yeah, if you could trade with that, that would be something very valuable, because many people would want to have it. For me, items don't have intrinsic value. It's only valuable if someone else wants to have it. So the value of a part is always in the head of someone else, or maybe in the head of an animal, right? Animal wants to have something, it's kind of valuable for that one too. And yeah, I want to close with this because it's some very interesting thing to think about, and I want to make sure another time to remind you that you only have control over your cryptocurrencies if you have the private key, so take care of that, and don't keep your money for a long time on online exchanges, and also don't forget it on the online exchanges. Or maybe if it's not too much, then you can forget it and then find it again in a year or so and be happy about it, that it's a lot more in value. Yeah, I hope you make a lot of money and have a wonderful day. Bye.